So I'm writing the date right now, which is December 2nd, 2012. It is a Sunday, and this is what close-up of what it looks like at work. I'm not going to explain the whole Braille code right now, but there you go. I'm basically brailing the date. What I did right there is called a line space. It just moves down the line, so all I got to do is move the cursor back, and yeah, it's a neat little gadget there.
First piece of technology are screen readers, and these are pieces of software, free and paid, that use a voice to describe what is happening on a computer screen.
Synthesizer test.
Synthesizer test. That's the one we want.
This is the eloquent speech synthesizer. Most synthesizers are able to speak at a variety of speech rates and a variety of vocal pitches. Many speak with different voices, and some even speak in different languages.
One of the things I can't do is use the mouse. I can move it along a mouse pad, and I have no clue where the mouse pointer on the screen is. What screen readers have done to help get around this is to allow the user to use the number pad keys to actually move the mouse pointer. And the screen reader gives me an ability to read by sentence by doing Alt down arrow.
This is the eloquent speech synthesizer.
So the problem a blind user has is that one begins to read not knowing anything about the layout of the page. The only way you know what's on the page is when you get to it. Greg Vanderheiden, our director, has often referred to it as the soda straw approach. You're looking through this small hole. You're reading one word at a time, and that's all you see. And that's all I hear until I get to the next word. I have no clue that down halfway down the page is a bold heading. Just the other day I was reading something that made no sense to me whatsoever until I got to about what I assumed the middle of the page was, and then what was on the middle of the page said, read the text below and use these instructions to fill out the top part of the page. Well, geez, you know, if I'd seen, I would have gone right there. But my problem as a screen reader user is I can't. Another application that is used a lot by people who use screen readers is the World Wide Web. And let's say I wanted to go to the trace page. I type it in.
TRACE, here, WISCTEDU.
And hit enter.
Enter. Page has 40 links. Trace Research and Development Center, Graphic Trace Center, College of Engineering, University of Wisconsin-Madison.
And what you heard it say is it told me how many links were on the page. It told me the title of the page. Now that said graphic because if the graphics had been on in the browser, there would have been a picture there of that text. And because graphics are off, we use the alt text, which tells me what the graphic would have been. One of the things the screen reader allows me to do is to bring up a list of links, so I can really get an overview of just the links on the page. So if I do insert F7,
links list dialog, links list view, frequently asked questions, and
so I can arrow down now, and I know that everything I get to is a link.
What's new at the Trace Center? Help using this site. List information and archives.
Screen readers allow me to basically have access to the printed page. I have done this often enough that I get used to reading pretty rapidly. So one of the things I can do is actually speed up the way in which the screen reader reads. And the
53.
higher the numbers go, the faster it goes.
64. 75. 86. 97. 108. 119.
This is about the speed at which I read. So if I then tab back to the OK button, and then we read the document. You understood that, right?
Your location. Address is Murray Street, New York City, heading to the northwest. Nearest crossing is Broadway and Murray Street, distance about 20 meters. Professional and other places, New York Public Library, New Amsterdam. 80 meters at 6 o'clock.
In the user interface, you select radius and categories you are interested in.
Outdoors and recreation is not followed.
By selecting a category, you get a list of places ordered by the popularity.
Searching food. Found 5 places within radius of 70 meters. F8, about 45 meters.
By doing a search, you get a list of places ordered by the distance.
Give a search term.
From search results, you can find address, phone number, web page, and you can start navigation to the place.
Richard's Library selected as a target, 400 meters at 5 o'clock.
Another device that has allowed for complete integration for many of our students has been a Braille note taker. There are many types, from the general word processor / Braille translator to the advanced unit that acts like a PDA. The advanced units can have refreshable Braille displays, a QWERTY keyboard, or a Braille style keyboard, and a variety of communication ports from wireless, Bluetooth, USB, and serial ports. The operating systems are similar to various PDAs using Pocket PC. The programs available can include Pocket Word, Excel, Access, Internet Explorer, Instant Messenger, email software, Braille translation software, and a variety of organizational programs like calendars, contacts, and calculators. Many of the Braille note takers today even come with a DAISY player built right in. Everything you need all in one unit.
Sometimes it's the little details that are important. The more they feel, smell, hear, the more they understand what is around them.
As you know that you have seen a lot of people using a white cane, and it's more like a friend to them. And without a white cane they can't even travel, and how they're going to navigate is going to be a big deal for them.
Hi Tom!
Hi, Selena.
Yeah, hi! And I saw you walking.
If Selena hadn't spotted him, Tom would have completely missed his chance to meet his friend. This can all be changed with Blind Spot, an assistive bright white cane for the visually handicapped. The ultrasonic sensor on the cane detects hanging objects and informs with a beep. With Blind Spot, the visually handicapped also can locate their friends easily.
Selena is 50 steps away. Call. Find. Ignore. Find. Destination set to bus stop 16109.
All he has to do is to follow the directions pointed to him by the tactile navigator. The tactile navigator is a moving roller on the white cane that indicates where to turn. With Blind Spot, the visually handicapped can now take on an active role in socializing and be more confident of their daily route navigation. Blind Spot, active socializing for the visually handicapped.
Meet Michael, our virtual man, who is demonstrating the ultracane in action in the street. It sends out ultrasonic beams. If these bounce off objects in the vicinity, the ultracane signals to Michael through vibrating buttons in the handle. The different buttons tell him where the obstacle is. The strength of the pulse tells him how far away. He knows immediately if an obstacle is there, and if he needs to change his course to avoid it. No problem. No hesitation. He's on his way.
Speech recognition software is the next piece of technology. It's a piece of software, free and paid, that allows you to control your computer, tablet or phone with your voice. And this includes even writing documents, emails and text with your voice, because it converts your voice into writing. Audio description. This is a narration that plays as a TV program, video, or film are being watched. They can also be used at plays, opera, or sports events. Audio descriptions are a commentary of what is happening. And finally, digital books. These are books, again free and paid, that can be read on a screen, your computer screen, your tablet screen, your phone screen, or using your e-reader such as a Kindle.
Hello Boomers, I'm afraid this isn't really as positive a boo as I'd like. It's about the election and my experience of voting. Generally before that before today I've had an okay experience. As you know, I've moved to, or so you may know, I've moved to London, and I went to vote just now. I then gave her my name and address, and she got the ballot paper ready for me. There's a braille thing they stick on top of the ballot paper, and she said that oh, we normally just stick it on this side. And I said, what, so you're not putting because I said the flaps are supposed to be over the top of the boxes where you put the cross, so that if you're blind you can do your cross yourself and you don't need any assistance. And she was like, she was going to tell me, before she was going to tell me all the candidates, she just said, do you know who you're going to vote for? And I said yes, and she said, well, do you want to tell me? And I said no. I said that's the whole point, it's a secret ballot. And she actually said, yes, it is a secret because I'm not going to tell anybody. I was just standing there thinking, is this really happening? I was so angry. I'm still angry. Anyway, my cross wasn't in the right place, and I had to get her to look at it because I was sure she put it in the wrong. Oh, I said it sticks on. The braille sticks on. And she goes, no, it doesn't. And I just took it off her gently and pulled off the adhesive bit on the back that does stick on, that she obviously didn't know about. And I said, you haven't had training on this, have you? And you know, I was trying really hard not to get cross. But what really annoyed me about her, more than, I don't mind if somebody doesn't know things, right? If they'll just say, you know, I haven't done this before, do you know how this works or something? Fair enough. But what really made me angry was the fact that she assumed she knew best, you know? So she said, well, we normally, when I said, you know, she said, well, you haven't put your cross in the box. And I said, well, that's because you didn't put the braille so that the flaps were over the boxes. That's your job. I said, you're the one who does work. Because she'd already asked me by this point to tell her who I was going to vote for. And she said, that she then had to look at it and stuff, and then she said something about, oh yes, we have to write something or other about the papers we've assisted with, and it's almost like she expected that I just couldn't possibly vote on my own. And I asked her who's in charge, and she said, well, I am, but you know, I'm going to find out how to complain about this because I'm not happy at all. But I said to her, when she'd stuck the thing in the wrong place, I said, basically, you've just wrecked my right to a secret ballot, haven't you? And that's when she said, well, no, it is secret because I won't tell anybody. It was like she was on a power trip, I thought, actually. I'm in charge of this polling station and don't you forget it, sort of thing. She didn't say that, but... And then she didn't ask if I needed any help to get out, so I ended up sort of wandering around and looking very stupid and not being able to find the way out. But yeah, she was horrible because she just assumed that I couldn't possibly vote on my own. and she's in charge of a polling station. Apparently, I don't know whether I believe her actually that she was in charge, or whether she just didn't want to be reported to somebody else. And I wish I'd thought to find out what her name is. But anyway, I know which polling station was. So. But yeah, so I've never had such a ridiculous experience in all my life. They've had Braille before, and they've just said to me before, in another polling station, oh, you know, how do we do this? And I've just said to them, oh, it's you know, adhesive on the back, and then, you know, you put the flaps over the boxes. And the other thing she said was, oh, I think the main part of the problem is that the candidates aren't numbered like they are in the old ballot papers. But, I mean, so what? I can still remember that the first one she said was Conservative, or the second one was UKIP, or it wasn't, but, you know, whatever it was. But that's really wound me up. I'd be interested to know what other blind people's experiences have been like. In fact, I'm going to post this to my normal account, but I might post it to one of the VI channels too. Anyway, I hope everyone else's experience of the democratic process has been a truly secret ballot, and that nobody else has ended up with a ridiculous situation like that. I mean, the reason I didn't do a postal vote was, oh well, someone else will have to help me to put my cross in the right place. And I mean, some people do know what party I support and stuff, but that's not the point. The point is we should have the right, as blind people, if there's a way for us to vote independently, which there is now with this Braille thing, then we should be allowed to use it, not considered as, you know, unimportant. And like, for example, actually the other thing that happened was, I said there was a ballot box in front of me. She wasn't going to show me where the ballot box was. She just walked off after we'd sorted out, you know, after I'd folded the paper up. And and I said, so is it all right to put it in this ballot box? And she sort of went, well, there is only one ballot box. And I said, I don't know that, do I? I can't see. But the way she said it, I said, there's no need to talk to me as if I'm stupid. It's not necessary. So yeah, there you go. Bit of a nightmare.